So as soon as I get up this morning, I have threats on my YouTube page. Phil told you to stop. You better take down your YouTube page, or the cops are going to be here. This is after all night. I have the flu here, and your friends here haven't stopped, Mr. Spencer. Okay, so I don't really appreciate your threats. I can barely move. Leave it to you, your son, my ex-husband, and these other individuals that you've gotten to involve in this, to beat up a woman without leaving any bruises. Yeah, you can barely move. They wake you up every 2 or 3 hours, and it feels like you've been run over by a truck with whatever this device is. This is on top of having a party where they set up a party, sexually assaulted me. I went into shock because I had prior trauma because of a near-death experience I had as a kid. And then they threw me on the street and took all my assets. This is a man that I loved. Yes, Flan, you know I loved you. I tried to be a good wife to you. I did everything I could. And this is what you're doing with your friends. What is it? What do you want more of? There's nothing left here. Okay? I'm sitting here. I can barely walk. I can barely function. I don't have a job. I have just enough food money. I barely have enough for an apartment. These are the kind of apartments I get where you get your friends on both sides, upstairs and downstairs, to harass me all night long and all day long. If I buy anything, if I go to a store, you make sure to break into the apartment. You've broken numerous beds, coffee makers. You've ruined numerous clothes, stolen things. You've gotten your friends to stalk me around Schenectady, stalk me around Albany, stalk me around Amsterdam. I don't know what more. I made these videos to get you to stop, to ask you in a nice way to please stop. Because there's nothing more to really talk about other than for me to tell my story. Because I have to get work. I have to be able to get an apartment. I have to be able to live my life in some manner like the rest of you all. I don't know what to tell you. You were up there in Broadalbin stalking me on the way here. Your Joey, your friend, your buddy there, Joey, shows up at every apartment with the police. He was over there on State Street. So he knows what this device is. You all know what this device is. It's so hellish. I can't even describe it. The only thing I can liken it to is men that like to beat up women, but you don't leave any bruises. Because that's what this does to you. You feel like you've been run over by a truck. You can barely move. I basically have 10 minutes to sit here and have a cup of coffee, and then I have to lay back down the rest of the day or drag myself to get a few groceries. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not taking down my YouTube page. They're shadow banned as it is. Nobody sees my pages, which you know. You've already shadow banned my account. You've already had police involved with this since I was a little girl. This has been going on since I was a child. Okay, we've been all through it. So pretending you don't know what's going on here, or pretending threaten me, you're going to call the police again, or you're going to make more threats, or you're going to beat me up further, or you're going to attack me again, isn't going to work, because I don't know what to tell you. You're lying. You've been doing this for a long time. You got everything in the divorce because you lied. You made up a bunch of horrible things about me. You got all these people to attack me, people that had been abusive right along, like my own mother and Holly and my own half family. You've dragged these people in, which they probably volunteered, because this goes back to my cousin when I was a little kid, Vinny. Then there was Bud. Then there was my mother's other boyfriends. Then there was my half family. Then, of course, you set this up with my cousin Vinny, okay? And there's lots of examples. So I don't know what to tell you anymore. I really don't. I've asked you repeatedly, in spite of everything you've done, to please stop so that I could move on with my life. And you continue to repeat that. You continue to do this is every single apartment that I've rented. Every single apartment. It's amazing that you continue this, but you do. So I get up today, I feel like I'm going to die. I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm certainly not going to take down my YouTube page. That is the truth of my story. That's who I am. I'm not a whore. I'm not a crack whore. I've done nothing to you, Flan. I've done nothing to Mr. Spencer. I certainly did nothing to his son, Joey. Joey set this all up because he was a police officer. So he thought it would be funny to get involved, him and Sal. And now they're both police chiefs. And can you imagine imagine doing this? Can you imagine continuing this? But this is what these two are doing after their fathers and their grandfathers. So I don't know what to tell all of you other than the fact that no, I'm not taking down my YouTube page. I'm not doing that. It's a record of what went on. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I'm sorry if the truth bothers you so much, but the truth is the truth. Maybe y'all ought to stop this ungodly harassment towards somebody that's done absolutely nothing to any of you. To none of you. And I've heard for years the insults and the put downs. And you knew the marriage was a joke when Flan asked me out. You knew that. So I don't know what else to tell you other than I'll pray for you, because obviously you all, I don't know what's happened to any of you, that I would never have gotten involved in any of you had I known this is what you're capable of. So no, I'm not taking down my YouTube page.